wisdom, should have wisdom. Wisdom, should have wisdom. Wisdom, should have wisdom. Flatline my mind, so I can be reborn again. Pronounce me DOA, so my new vessel won't no sin. This world is frozen, global corrosion is eating everyone alive, except for the Most High's chosen people. And ain't no sequel in the end time, the Hebrew Israelites. Hit you, rock your enzymes, let me define my mind. It's not that complicated, he that has an enter here, his mental will be elevated. Simply stated, I was intoxicated and inebriated by the old me, until I was emancipated. The shield of wisdom helps to purge out the schism within the body, cause human nature taught me to be naughty and hardy. The words of hooker and it's got a big disease, but I got spiritual medication so my soul can be at ease. We got the shield, we got the helmet and the sword. We got to kill that old man so we can kick it with the Lord. Brother, can't you see? What's the truth have done for me? Taught me nationality. Brother, can't you see? Brother, can't you see? What's the truth have done for me? Taught me nationality. Brother, can't you see? Brother, can't you see? What's the truth have done for me? Taught me nationality. Brother, can't you see? Brother, can't you see? What's the truth have done for me? Taught me nationality. Brother, can't you see? Judah, Negroes, Benjamin, West Indians, Levi, Haitians, Simeon, Dominicans, Zebulon, Holland to Panama, Ephraim, Puerto Ricans, Manasseh, Cubans, North American Indians, Cuban, Seminole Indians, Naphtali, Argentinians and Chileans, Asher, Colombia, the Uruguay, Issachar, Mexicans. Wake up, Judah, 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 wake up.
Shalom and welcome to Shield of Wisdom. I'm your host, Priest Thaahwam, and I hope you've been watching the series I've been doing on the Israelites, the mound builders, the original people that occupied the Americans, the so-called African Americans or the so-called blacks that were here in America long before the so-called discovery of America. And I have exclusive information from the Bible and also concerning different research or searching that has been sought out to prove these facts. Now, I want to continue on this because it's very important, and I want to make sure, just in case you missed the last show, and every show that I do, I'm going to make sure that you understand this, because I'm going to read this first in the Apocrypha in 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. It says, "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land." And this other land was Americas, North, Central, and South America. Now, when we look in the Bible, which we just read from, the Apocrypha is part of the Bible, 14 books that were taken out of the Bible by the Protestants because it's still in the Catholic Bible. So these are the original King James 611 Bible has these 14 books in them. So I want to make that known. 2 Kings 17, and we're going to start at verse 5. It says, Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria, which is the northern part of Israel, and besieged it 3 years. In the 9th year of Hosea the king of Assyria took Samaria. That was the land that Ephraim, or the so-called Puerto Ricans today, who are scattered among all people, That's the capital of northern Israel, Samaria, and carried Israel away into Assyria. So he carried the 10 tribes away into Assyria, as we just read from the Apocrypha, and placed them in Halah and in Habar by the river of Goshen, and in the cities of the Medes. And so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Most High, their power, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt, and had feared other powers, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Most High cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Most High, the powers, their power. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill, and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Most High carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Most High, to anger. For they served idols thereof. The Most High had said unto them, Ye shall not do this thing. Yet Elohim testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, like to the neck of their fathers, that did not believe in the power, their power, and our power, the children of Israel, Elohim. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies, which he testified against them. And they followed vanity, and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Most High, Hamashiach Yahushai, or Halahayim, had charged them, that they should not do like them. And they left all the commandments of the Most High, Wahamashiach Yahushai Alahayim, their power, and made them molten images, even 2 calves. This is what they did in Samaria, or in northern Israel, and made a grove and worshiped all the host of heaven and served Baal. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire, and use divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Most High, in the sight of Elohim, to provoke him to anger. Therefore the Most High, Elohim, was very angry with Israel, and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Okay, so these 10 tribes that we just read in the Apocrypha, and 2 Ezra 13 and 40, once again it says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, carried them over the Jordan, over the Euphrates, and over the Tigris River, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Asareth, or a new land. And it took a year and a half to get here. That's why King Solomon had a navy, and it took him 3 years. A year and a half to get here and a year and a half to get back. And we know that he came to Americas because the peacock is an indigenous bird of the Americas. So it says, for to that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Asareth, or New Land. Then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now when they shall begin to come, because this is a prophecy that was told, if you read it from the beginning, of what would happen in the end times. And we're in the latter times now, or the end times now. And many are going to come into the truth, and they're going to realize that there is a new land that's prepared for us, New Jerusalem, that's going to come down from heaven. And we're going to reign on this earth in righteousness. It says, and the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. Okay, so I'm going to go and read Exodus, the 20th chapter, concerning, as I said, this topic is on the mound builders, because we came here and we have specific signs to show that we are the children of Israel, because this information was given to the children of Israel in the Bible. And I'm going to read Exodus, the 20th chapter. I'm going to start at the 22nd verse. It says, and the Most High, Hamashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior, or Elohim, the powers, said unto Moses, thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, or powers of silver. Neither shall ye make unto you powers of gold. And we did this. The northern kingdoms did that, and the southern kingdoms did this. And we paid the price. It says, an altar of earth. These are the mound builders. This is the topic. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon by burnt offerings, and thy peace offerings, thy sheep, and thine oxen. In all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee. And if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. Now you see, he told us to make this earth, thou shalt make unto me an altar of earth. So that's what you're seeing when you see these mounds. We have over 250,000 pyramids or mounds right here in America. How is that? You have pyramids in Egypt, you have pyramids all over the world that the Israelites was given that particular information or instructions of how to build that you have right here in America. The largest pyramid, once again, is in Mississippi. How is that? How do you have pyramids in Canada, North America, Central America, South America, all over? You have these pyramids or these mounds that you would call mound builders here, but they were actually pyramids. Just as we built in Egypt. We had that technology, which they haven't been able to find how to build a pyramid, how they were built so perfect in their structure unto this day. It says, and if thou wilt make me, verse 25, and if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. For if thou build up thy tool upon it, thou hast polluted it. So he said we couldn't build up a stone and lift up a tool upon it. Because if we do it, we would pollute it. He said, neither shalt thou go up by steps unto mine altar, that thy nakedness be not discovered thereon. So he didn't want to see our scrotum, he didn't want to see that, so he said we're not supposed to build steps to walk up to the altar. So that's just a little information that's real powerful to let you know that we were the ones that were the mound builders. They were known as the Washitaw Nation, the Choctaw, or the Cherokee, or Washitaw, different names that we've been called, just like we call different names all the way to today. I asked 13 brothers, what's your race? I got 13 different answers. So who are we? We are the children of Israel. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to read some research that a brother priest Ahmad Allah had discovered, and I want to give, the Most High the praise through Hamashiach Yahushua, through the Holy Spirit, to reach the brother and to bring out this information and, and sharing it with our brothers and sisters. And it says, this is on human rights. It says, it is imperative for today's black American survival as a people that we reconnect to our indigenous ancestral heritage in America. Now, once again, you can get this information if you go to www.blackamericanhandbook.com/hr.htm. Once again, that's www.blackamericanhandbook.com/hr.htm. It says, it is a hidden and ignored fact. All black American people are recognized by the world as the descendants of the Mound Builders, or original North American Anasazi people called Cherokee Nations by the English. All black American people in the United States are recognized as the indigenous people of America, the real American Indians. They have human rights protection from the United Nations. A lot of people didn't know this.